And
sirens in the distance, I can hear their deadly song. And someone shouting out my name, but everybody plays along. I try my best to stay awake, but when that don't go to plan, that damn verse they sing to me, I begin to understand. And I can't hide from the thing inside. Will the clouds open up? Darkness covers up the sun. The light from within us doesn't make it clear. The storm isn't done. Hear a soft rain comes. Every time I turn around, something seems a little off. Voices from the corner of my room whisper my thoughts. Staring at the ceiling, darkness overtakes my brain. The sirens sing so loud, adrenaline rushes through my veins. And I can't hide from the thing inside. Everywhere I run, everywhere I turn, everything I know, there's nowhere to go. There's nowhere to go. Will the clouds open up? Darkness covers up the sun. The light from within us doesn't make it clear. The storm isn't done. Hear a soft rain Hear a soft rain comes.
and we're live.
Hey,
Hey,
Would you guys like to introduce yourselves?
introduce ourselves. We'll start with you.
I'm Isaiah Roberts. I play bass. I do most of the graphics for the promos. So that's the not manager.
Not manager.
Hmm.
I'm Jake Fry. I do the drums and the screams for the songs. I'm the social butterfly of the group. That's really about all I do.
He does booking.
Yeah, I do the booking. I book this stuff.
I'm Austin Huff. I play guitar and I write the song.
Some of the songs. Some of the songs. We're also missing two members. We're missing Damon Heath, who is our main vocalist, does all the clean vocals. And then we're missing JP, who does our other guitar. He writes like the other half of the song. So,
It's like a 50-50 split.
And would you like to introduce yourself, special guest?
Sure. Thank you so much for having me. My name is Cheyenne Rose. I got to meet Forever Yours this summer at Hellhunt at the pit, where they rocked it out, and got to meet them because I was with Mad and just coming to check out and support the local scene.
Nice.
Do you want to start off the questions?
Sure, I'd be happy to get started. So, guys, one of the things I was wondering is what type of project has Forever Yours been working on?
Okay.
Which one?
We multitask a lot. A very unhealthy amount of multitasking.
So we don't really do outsourcing at all. We do everything internally from the band, like everything. So one of the projects that we just finished was the music video for Fireworks, and that'll be a single part of the EP.
Yeah, so we're creating a 4-song EP. We're going to release a video with that one, and then a second video for another song off that same EP.
Hopefully in the spring.
Oh yeah, hopefully in the springtime.
Probably April.
And along with just trying to find shows, trying to create new ideas to keep everything still fresh, and rework old ones and put everything through the ringer, make sure it all sounds like how we want it. We do a lot of different projects.
It's all one project. It's just
Yeah,
One giant.
it's one giant project. So I guess you could say Fireworks is the biggest project.
Very cool.
All right, I'm going to get the hard question out of the way.
Okay.
Do it.
What do you want to leave as your legacy?
Leave is our legacy.
What is
Yes.
the legacy? Like,
So here's our thing. I think it's what we agreed on the most. To me, it's like the most important aspect of being in a band. We are 100% a family before we are anything. So, like, no matter how many people listen to us or how big or small we got, how many shows we played, for me, I think the biggest thing that I could say is our legacy was we stayed together as a family and did what we loved as a group more than anything above all else.
I think just getting together as people, just with different interests and coming together as one for music. That's like
they pretty much summed it up. Yeah, just I know as far as like from a music perspective, I like the idea of like people looking back and being like, wow, that's a sort of unique take on the current
this is like business. It's all business. It seems like most of the time people forget about the music.
Yeah, we
Just
just
that it's
having fun.
just that we still have fun and that we
Yeah.
make a creative and like unique type of music in this current scene, I guess. You're right, that was a hard question.
I didn't think so. I thought we had to do it.
All right, so I'll add a fun one now since the hard one's out of the way. I don't know if you're old enough or not, do you remember a Celebrity Deathmatch?
Yes.
Yes.
Who would you want to be in the ring with and why?
A celebrity death match.
Yes.
I'm trying to remember all the people that were on it.
No, it's literally you and you
Just
could be
anybody. So just anybody, any person.
any celebrity, any.
That's a harder question than the first question.
I'll answer first. I'll go with Ronnie right here. I'll find him. Ronnie right here. I'll go straight up. Let's go. You hear that, Ronnie right here?
You've been called out.
You've been called out.
I'll tag him later.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm trying to think of like current bad people. Maybe Travis Scott. That's probably like we could have a concert and like just like drop our instruments on him while he's like at our show. Just so he knows how it feels.
Okay.
I'll sort of go with the polar opposite of Jake's answer, and I would say Travis Tritt. So I'd shake his hand and let him kill me, and then I would die a happy man.
All right, so we'll get into the business side of it. If you can play anywhere, where would it be? And with whom?
I don't know. I don't know. These are all far-harder questions.
Okay, so I would really like to play at Lollapalooza with Queen of the Stone Age. That would be pretty sick.
That'd be pretty
Bring up Lollapalooza. Yeah. But I don't know anything else.
Webley with the Foo Fighters.
I don't know how relevant Warped Tour is anymore, but that'd probably be a pretty cool thing to do.
I believe they're bringing it back. Last time I heard.
Warped Tour with Job for a Warped Tour with anyone. Anyone that's not us.
Madame, it's your turn. You can ask whatever you'd like at this moment.
Okay. I want to skip ahead to some of the other questions that I had. Guys, where does the band's inspiration for music come from? Because you guys have got some unique sound.
Oh, everyone is different. No one likes the same in music.
Yeah. Like just from the answers you got already, it's pretty. Like we're pretty diverse.
A better way to say that, one way we could say that is like some of our favorite artists.
Yeah.
So it's like, what are your favorites? You know what I mean?
So I've already mentioned one, which is Points of the Stone Age. And I guess like I'm all over the place. So man, like just growing up with bands, probably Building from Pulling, like all the core, you know, like metalcore, deathcore, just everybody. Like I don't know. What about you, Jay? What do you like?
So funny thing is, I'm the screamer of the band, and I actually am not a big fan of like super heavy music.
Really?
So, one day, I really liked Avenged Sevenfold when I was younger, and I just like that was I guess when I first started trying to learn how to like harsher vocals. And one day somebody told me I was terrible, and then like a year later, they was like, "Dude, you're like the best screamer I've ever heard in my life." And I was like, "Okay, I'll do that." But as far as like my actual taste in music, I see a lot of influence with that with my drumming. I love like pop punk music, like Blink-182 and Paramore and stuff like that. That just hypes me up, and that's where all my drumming comes from.
Really?
Yeah. I don't fit into this band.
I have pretty varied musical tastes.
I would like to say that that's one of the things about this band is like we all are very diverse on music. Like we take in everything like a sponge and just kind of regurgitate it.
We all have completely different musical tastes, and we just smash them together and make what we like.
I know for me, I really enjoy. I enjoy a lot of heavier bands too. I really love Between the Buried and Me, Mastodon, stuff like that. Also, on the other side, I really love artists like Jeff Healey, Albert King. You know, even a lot of contemporary like jazz. Love that stuff. Old school Django Reinhardt. I like stuff like that.
Did you guys take music theory at all?
No.
So I know Puff has.
You're probably the closest to knowing anything about.
Whenever I was in college, I took jazz, I didn't go to school for music, but I took jazz as an elective, took some music theory as an elective, and just learned a little bit about it enough to. I don't really think that it's necessarily needed. Um, a little bit helps, but there's got to be like a healthy balance. Just because a whole lot of music is, at least a whole lot of like trying to figure out new things is you have to figure out like you have to sort of go against the standard in order to figure out something new, you know. And I feel like the deeper you get into learning something that can help you learn, that can help you make something new, but that can also sort of keep you in that box of being like, oh, well, you know, if in this 1-4-5 sequence, you know, instead of going from C minor to G, I would go from C minor to G sharp, but that's not correct, you know. And it's just stuff like that.
The closest thing that I've had in music theory is a marching band snare. So yeah.
I know nothing.
Jake's music theory came from pop.
My
Yeah.
music theory literally just came from listening to music and
Rock band,
just understanding just how it flows. It just once you listen to it enough, you kind of just understand it.
I think theory for us is like where does theory start and like the emotion of music and kind of kind of a good way to sum that up. Just know what you got to do with your instrument, but that's as far as you go.
I do know a lot of our newer stuff does have a lot more like varied dynamics and plays on typical music theory. I would say like a lot more unexpected jumps musically from any sort of theory context or however little theory all of us have.
Get the phone call.
You're getting a phone call.
Get the phone call. Yeah, I'm getting a tattoo tomorrow.
Oh,
So do you use standard tuning, or in majority of your songs is standard tuning?
That's all.
Yeah, our tuning is we actually use D standard right now. We used to use C sharp standard.
which is drop B.
Um,
We use drop C.
yeah,
As far as, like,
we use
simple
we
things.
use drop C, and the majority of our tunings are either D standard. Our most often used tuning is the drop variance, drop C, and then we'll occasionally use a drop A to get the even lower tonality of that, like that 7-string sort of sound, but without having to go and use a 7-string.
Right. And the bass. Okay, so I actually picked up a bass joining the band, which was like less than 3-4 years ago. So
Man,
maybe 2. Okay. So I picked up bass joining the band, and I just copied like the drop and the guitar, which is not what you're supposed to do at all for the bass. But it's helped me learn quite a lot, and it's got me more familiar. I used to play guitar, and I was familiar with a lot of drop tuning, so it just kind of transitioned into tuning the bass as a drop guitar, but it's a force. So
And oddly enough, our tuning isn't necessarily to sound heavy. I know that that's like the whole thing is that you tune lower to sound heavier. That was actually a conscious decision to help because with some of the melodies that we wanted to write for our singer, we decided to drop the tuning so that he could sing in a higher register and still have it sound good.
they hit the time.
Damon does this really, really good.
That's because of us. Jim.
We're dropped lower. That's why.
When you're recording at home, or do you use Pro Tools, Reaper, Logic?
So
So
Junior uses Logic. I use Pro Tools.
I use I don't use anything, but I'm supposed to. I use what is it? Studio One. It seems like everybody uses their own thing.
Which
when we were doing old demos, we were doing Audacity and like
no, well,
hydrogen drums.
if it's
like,
a demo, the way I see it is, if you're creating a demo and the whole point is just to get an idea across, use whatever free tool you want. Like, do not pay any money past a guitar and an amp. Like, you can direct plug in a crate amp into your PC and use Audacity, get a free drum program like Hydrogen Drums. That will satisfy enough to get the idea across, and you can do basic mixing in that to at least showcase your ideas.
Yeah. As far as recording at home goes, we just want to like get the idea out first before like any plugins or like too much. It's too much.
But
Like,
if it is more of a professional setting, I guess we would use Logic or Pro Tools.
With the writing process, do you ever feel stuck or?
All the time. So the writing process typically, me and Junior sort of do the instrumentation side of things. It's like I guess that's not really giving enough credit to everybody else.
I think a good way to
We
put
write a
it.
demo and then we instantly give like our singular-minded interpretation of the song,
Yeah.
and then everyone else creates the song that the final product song. Yeah.
Yeah.
Typically, I know for me, I start out with either a guitar riff or a chord progression or something like that that I enjoy, and then I'll typically create just that section. Like I'll create the guitar and then the drums and then the bass that I think it would sound like, and then I'll listen to that a bunch of times and I'll play instantaneously after I get done playing that to see what I think would sound the best going into that, and then where vocals would fit into that. Just continue that until I've reached a sufficient stopping point in it.
However, it is the case that when we all hear it, we're all free to interpret it however we feel.
Oh yeah,
we want to interpret.
And we're super open to changes. Like,
Yeah, like
you know,
nobody.
if we think one part is not going to fit the song, or the drums I'm thinking of is not going to fit that certain section, we have no problem changing that and molding that to do it better.
we really are our own worst critics with that because we're mean about songs to ourselves.
Well, part
That's gotta
ourselves.
be you.
That's okay. I'm used to it.
You'll tell me something a bit now that sounds.
Yeah.
I think it's like whoever plays the instrument that they're supposed to be playing is who decides on what the final product is.
Of that instrument.
Yeah.
all of us can put in what we think should be, but obviously like none of us are gonna try to take away from like someone and be like, because what's the point of being in a band if it's like
No creative freedom.
you have to play this shuffle beat in 132 BPM, like whenever you could play anything else.
With most of your songs, is it past history or stories that were told to you?
From a lyrical perspective,
Yeah, you talk lyrics.
so it's really sort of so as far as lyric writing, typically that goes down to Jake and Damon.
Yeah, it's usually, so Damon. Sometimes he writes lyrics that like nobody knows what the hell he's talking about. As far as me, because we split the songwriting. Usually, if he's doing a clean part, he writes the clean part. If I'm doing the screen part, I'll write the screen part. But there's some songs I've actually wrote like the entire song, and then there's some songs he's actually wrote the entire song, and we've just interpreted it in our own way. As far as him lyrically, he's very abstract, and you've kind of got to come up with like your own way of understanding what he wrote. For me, I like to be very deep and use metaphors, and like you can hear it and see it on paper one way, but it can mean something completely different. I think Mothership's probably my pride and joy lyrically, because like it's more like a government overarching control, and then like the lyrics are more like about aliens. So it's you can like interpret that two different ways.
So does it come from past experience? Does it come from It was abducted by aliens.
It doesn't come from, I don't know. I couldn't tell you where it comes from. I listen to the songs and I write like a sentence, and then that sentence just evolves as I go.
Now, I will say, in the writing process and in the instrumentation writing process, we'll give the song a name based off of the particular sort of feeling that we are trying to portray out of the music. And that I know me and Junior try to we'll name a song something in the hopes that they'll take that and be like, oh, so you want it written about this because and we try to make the title sort of fit the feel we're going for in hopes that will happen. And most of the time, it pretty much does.
We've had a couple of failures.
Yeah, but you gotta make failures.
Yeah.
That's really interesting, you guys. I did have a question. Since you're talking about how different you guys are with your lyrics and your ideas for your music, which of your songs do you think encompasses who you are as a band the best?
Ooh, I don't know because
We try not
to stay generic to our sound. We try to make different songs.
it's just who we are.
We at some point want to have more jazzier sounding songs, and then we have more countryer sounding songs. We really like to just dip our eggs in all kinds of different baskets rather than having it contained into one thing.
Firewolf is our.
And maybe that's not the way you're supposed to do it, but
Well, hopefully, I don't know.
it goes back to us doing it as more of a fun thing.
I would say the best representation of our songs is going to be the latest song that we put out.
Yeah.
And then after that song comes out, then the next one.
Yeah.
That's great.
Each song is where we're at that moment.
I actually don't really know. I would say if it's a song that if it's a song that encompasses every part of something that we like.
Then we figured out.
Yes and no. I don't know if you can dumb it down to one song.
I'm gonna be the risque person here. You want a song that has heavy riffs, a chorus that people like for some reason, and a jazz section in it.
What did it say?
It is.
What did it say? Okay. That's not what you're doing. That's not what I thought you
What
were
do you think I was
I
gonna
think
say?
you're going to say Star.
No, not Stargate. No, Lighthouse, because it has it sort of does encompass the typical writing style that we like, where it's got abstract chords, still, but they're abstract chords and still a conventionally heavy, and to where you can still know what's happening in it.
It was a song we really hated, every one of us, when we dropped our first album, and it's something that's it's probably the only song that's grown on everybody.
It really has, yeah.
Wow.
It ended up becoming a staple that we sort of try to play now all the time. Even though we fought to try to make other songs the staple that we play, and then just people pick the other one.
So what song is that?
Lighthouse.
Lighthouse.
We do play it a little differently than the recording, which is we're happy with that because it's a lot better than how it was written the first time.
We poured a lot better than all of that.
So what is your favorite part about being a musician and the worst part about being a musician?
My favorite part is just sort of the creativity of that. I can sit down and just I can write anything, and I can try to convey any single emotion that I want just with some steel and wood. It's very stressful to balance it's especially in a growing, whenever you're not a famous musician, it's very stressful to balance, go to work, come home, continue to do a little bit of work, write some music and try to make it super meaningful, but you got 2 hours to do it before you have to go to bed.
And in a certain way, when you have to do it, when you have half of a recording done and you have to finish it, it is what things say.
Yeah.
You have to finish it.
There are times when it is a job, that's, and it's not always just yeah, it's fun, a lot of the times it's fun, but there are times when it does really feel like, oh man, I gotta go do this now, and then I gotta go re-record this, or I gotta go write this, or anything.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we have to say that right now.
For me, the best part about being a musician is probably mentally. It saved my life. It's when I play music with the guys, when I'm alone or in a bad place or something. You can always turn on music, and it's almost transcendent. It takes you to a different version of you, so you can escape all the bad shit in your life.
Like a photograph.
As far
So
as the worst thing about being a musician, right now nobody's really got a job that can afford how much crap goes into being a musician. It takes so much money to stay afloat, and 1 month you're riding good financially, the next month you're like in the dirt, but you can't stop writing music. Okay? Stop playing. You're gonna look this up.
I think for me the best part is like growing. You grow up with music, you live with music, everything has music in it somewhere. And I think the best part is being able to put out emotion or just a thought on a fretboard, and then sharing that to the people like friends, family, just fans, and they perceive it the same way that you did. Like it's music. I think that's probably the best part of it. Like just
It's so weird saying the word fans.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have
Yeah.
fans.
It's like you want to say like friends. It's like I got a buddy. that
I got a buddy that
You're right.
listens to this.
You're right.
you know.
Yes. We are at that stage where it's more of a buddy thing.
But yeah, that's probably the best part about it. It just doesn't, like Jake said, it transcends like just the human experience with music. It's there. Um, the worst part is the financial part of it. It's just staying afloat when you're a low time musician, like that's, and it's supposed to be like this is what we do as not only a hobby but just as an outlet too.
That is an important thing to say, that we do try our best to keep this like a hobby. To the point that we're not like man, we hope that people come to the show so that they can get it, so that they can pay us. Like we have we have jobs like that can help pay. We want to try to make like the best sort of experience for people if they do come out and see us.
It's all fun.
If we spend a couple extra bucks on some t-shirts,
If people come to watch us and they have fun at the end of the night, we have achieved.
Oh yeah,
achieved the goal.
we've had concerts where like we just lost money and it was still fun.
You guys are a really good group, and you do make it a lot of fun getting to see
No.
it.
She sounds like a robot.
I agree.
Try again.
Sorry, can you hear me a little bit better now?
Still a robot.
we can hear you.
You guys are all very different, but you guys seem really close. How did you guys meet? Like, how did Forever Yours become Forever Yours?
We can't understand you. You sound like a robot.
She asked, how did you guys get your name and how did you guys meet?
Oh, how did we come up with our name and how did we meet?
I don't know. I'm not in this.
All right.
Before my time.
Jake speak from the beginning.
Okay. How we met.
We'll just go.
Me and JP were best friends growing up. We started a band together when we were 16, and we kind of just like been in and out of different bands. And we just never were able to find the right members other than just me and him. And then one day we stumbled upon Damon, and he was just this fantastic, gorgeous singer that like you can't.
Just found it in the sewer.
We found him somewhere, and he introduced us to you, and you ended up being the godsend. And then you and Damon brought Izzy in, and we've just had this great friendship ever since.
As far as the name is concerned, we were trying to think of a bunch of different names for stuff, and because we didn't really have a set name, and we originally we were just like, you know what, we're going to combine just two random words, and we're going to create the band name, and that's a lot. That's how some of the songs were written. We're going to look for the video.
Fair enough.
And the original name was Bridge Creek. It's pretty. That's a good name.
It's
Like,
is it?
It's a solid name.
It's a solid name.
name.
And then we later were like, oh no, let's not do Bridge Creek just because it's Bridge Creek. We saw both the bridge and the creek. We were like, that's the band name. That's a representation of us. So we sat down and we all sort of spitballed different ideas. And we had like Mediocre Shakespeare, but that was shot down because it's the title of Being as an Ocean song. And we didn't want to be considered a Being as an Ocean cover band.
One song we suck.
Yeah, that was shot down after a little heated debate about why we shouldn't have that. No, it was shot down immediately. We had the name Enantiomers that was brought up and then shot down. And then we originally had the name Forever Yours Annalise because of Annalise Michael.
But that's when I joined, and when
Yeah.
I joined, at the time that I joined, it was just like, just drop in Louise. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, so what?
So we
Forever
just
Yours.
we just said Forever Yours. We were like, oh, that'd be pretty cool because we could have like a little envelope with a stamp on it, Forever Yours. So that's as far as our marketing knowledge went.
So if you weren't playing music at all, what would you be doing? I know you have like 9-to-5 jobs or whatever, but I'm saying, what would you be doing?
Nothing. Like, I don't know. It's taken over. Like, when you're in it for so long, like it just becomes very fun. Like, I don't know.
I would probably be back. I'd probably be back in school.
I probably would. I probably couldn't escape my day job. It's pretty addicting. It's a rush. I'm a police officer, so
Oh yeah, well I guess we should. I didn't. That's something I didn't say.
That makes sense now.
Yeah,
you're a scientist.
he's a police officer. I'm a spectrometry scientist.
Okay.
I'm not sure. That's I'm supposed to be an engineering student, but it's kind of the same like student.
I've heard that you guys are doing a music video, and I was wondering what's the premise? Like, what inspired the music video?
Let me tell you. I tell you what inspired it. We are not serious people at all. We did not want a generic. Oh, these guys are playing their instruments for 3 minutes and 40 seconds
In the woods.
in the woods, on top of a mountain, in a warehouse. We were very silly individuals, and we like to have a lot of fun. I don't want to give like a whole lot away about the music video before it comes out, but Damon dresses up as a werewolf. Or actually, he is a werewolf. He doesn't dress up. He is a werewolf. And he goes to a Halloween party, and some silly stuff takes place. I get my arm ripped off.
Nice.
It's gonna be so funny. We laughed filming it. I know when we see it, we're gonna die laughing.
We made all the effects ourselves.
Yeah, we did.
You ran a tube. He ran a tube through my outfit, out my arm, and was squirting blood out as I'm sitting here screaming.
Yeah,
Like I went to the store. Jake and I went to the store the day of filming, and we were like, we got to get corn syrup. We got to get like food coloring. We have to buy tubing for the syringe that we're going to squirt blood out of.
the night before, I sewed together a fake arm.
And it just came from the lyrics.
Now you guys got me excited to see this music video. When is it going to be released? How long do we have to wait to see this?
We don't know an exact date. Our plan, if it gets edited in time,
If the stars align, and
if the stars align and everything is perfect, we're hoping that when the ball drops on New Year's Eve and it hits 2022, bam, music video. But
Okay.
let's see. We'll see if that happens.
pretty sweet if it does.
All right, fun question here. Since the holidays are coming, what was that one gift that you wanted as a child that you never got?
I don't know.
I used to have a Game Boy, and I had a copy of Godzilla Save the Earth,
Great game.
and I ended up losing it, and asked for it, and I never got it. And to this day, I still have a little bit of rage built up. I could just buy it, but it's about the principle. That would probably be it. If I could think of one thing, it would be Godzilla Save the Earth, just because of how fun of a game that was.
I can't think of a gift that I didn't get.
Godzilla Save the Earth.
I guess Godzilla Saved It. I think if I think about a gift that I got that I didn't expect to get, when I was 12 years old, I opened up a box, and it was a bunch of papers. There's a bunch of there's a bunch of papers, and it ended up being my adoption papers, and my stepdad had adopted me, and that was like the coolest gift I'll probably ever get on Christmas.
See, but that's entirely under context.
I know.
Don't say no if you don't. If you're like, you literally were like, I opened up a gift and it said I was adopted, but no one knows that. No one knows that it was a good adoption. Like not one of those like.
It was a good adopted. It was a good adopted.
I'm adopted.
Is there a bad adopted?
I'm adopted.
No, it was a really.
No, it was like
It was a
the
really.
official adoption.
It was a really serious moment in my household. Like my entire family was there. They were crying.
See, I thought it was like you meant it in the way like you figured out you were adopted. You got the gift that you figured out you were adopted.
It's like
You got the gift
these
that-
were never my real parents.
You get the gift that you figured out.
That's so funny.
So with your new album that's
pulled up
coming
a
out,
box of content paper said he wasn't adopted. Then you laughed at Jim.
Did you hear the question before?
I did. I don't.
It was hard. It was hard for me.
Man, I don't know. Maybe like the Hot Wheels with the goo, with the slime, like when they first came out. I don't know.
The double.
Yeah, with the man, I don't know. I've been pretty lucky as a kid. Like I'm just cool with whatever. Like I'm just probably when I was a little younger, but like too young to really pick it up was the guitar. Like I would have liked the guitar when I was like maybe 10, but I wouldn't have picked it up like until now. Like that. It's pretty fair, I guess.
Okay. You have a question that you wanted to ask?
yeah, I'm sorry about that. With your new album coming out, are you guys going to have any collaboration with any other artists in the area?
That's actually something that we've never really thought about. I know that in terms of we have, as far as song as far as like general song ideas, we are very wealthy in that we have quite a few songs that could potentially be part of an album. I do know that we're gonna switch over to make it more of like, instead of releasing a full 10-song album, we're gonna release a series of smaller EPs to break it up, and also so that we're not just making a bunch of people wait for a while. So I guess it's
Always pumping something.
It is entirely possible. It really just depends on like who would want to really.
We're always open for play. Like that's one thing. Like we're always cool with having somebody come in and like put their own interpretation like on the song, but we haven't like really branched out to anybody. Um,
I guess it's like I guess I never really thought to ask, just from like, I never really figured it would be like a situation where people would be like, where if we were to ask them, they would say yes. You know what I mean?
Well, I did collab with that one song.
Yeah.
There was that one. We did have a guy from I'm a Alien. He reached out to me, and he wanted me to do some screams on the song. So that was kind of cool.
we have done collabs that are like official collabs, but we just really haven't just branched out to anybody.
We could probably do that.
We would totally do it though.
Yeah, we would. Like we're totally open to that.
Okay, to follow up that question, your top 5 that you would want to feature with.
Okay. Super sick.
Let's see.
Well,
I'm gonna say some weird ones, some odd ones, but just because I think they're amazing.
Okay.
I'm sad that this didn't get to happen. We almost had a collab on a song, and it was Fermi Paradox. We almost had a collab where there would have been a female vocalist in it with Damon that sang the second verse, and they both sang the chorus. If this is just any artist, you can pick whatever. Amy Lee. And these are in no particular order. I know you said top 5, but just I can't pick a room from the 5.
It's
the 5. I would say definitely Amy Lee. Probably Hogan from the Cardinal Endeavor as a drummer.
You're gonna replace me.
No, you're gonna be screaming with Damon.
Okay, fair enough.
Nate replacing me on a song.
I'm pushing it then.
Yeah, I'm not even joking. I would say I always just instantly go to like singers and stuff when I think of collabs like that. Like I hardly think of like guitar collabs or any other instrument collab. So Chris Stapleton on a song. Yeah, he has a really good voice. And then Peter Ippolito is my number 1.
Home for the day.
Peter Ippolito, Home for the Day is my number 1. That's Peter.
You gotta do a collab.
If he's watching.
You gotta do a collab.
I know I did a song with Push the Attack at both Helheim and at our backyard bash. That was super fun. We love those guys. They're so every one of those dudes. They're like bros to us now. So that's pretty cool. I would definitely say Peter from Home for the Day. I mean, how could you
not say Peter?
How could you not? I wasn't bad at all.
Basically, this interview is also to listen to Home for the Day.
Push the Attack.
And Push the Attack while interviewing for everyone.
I mean, vocalist was like probably. I've noticed we all said local band because like we're a local band.
Well, another thing is like collaborations, you never know really how it goes until it's there.
That's true.
We all know that all the people we said that are local are really good people. You know, they're good guys.
Right. So
I think it's probably more important than the skill aspect.
Yeah.
So screaming wise though, I would like to say maybe Minnie Jackson from Doctor. Like she's really good. She's phenomenal for screams. If I could pick anybody, that's dude, I don't know. I don't know.
If you could pick anybody, think about it and then tell us why the answer is Peter Ippolito.
You're right. It is Peter. It's He's just a bro. Like he's straight up bro. He's straight up
I think it's
bro.
funny. He was like, "Let's get the hard question out of the way first," and that's the easiest question.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Local bands, man. Just have fun with it. You know, laugh and have fun.
what's easy to me is not, easy to me. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
I know you guys did a lot of stuff throughout the summer. What was your favorite show that you played this year? Was it the benefit? Was it at Helheim? Like, what did you guys enjoy the most?
Definitely, definitely the backyard bash.
Yeah.
We had 100 and some people in my backyard.
Yeah.
We raised $1,400 for one of my high school buddies with cancer, and we had like this giant mosh pit going. Then we had a dude on a motorcycle that was doing burnouts around the mosh pit while we were playing. It was single handedly like, I don't know that we could ever play a show.
Yeah, like how do you
top that?
They were shouting encore at the end. Like
Yeah.
whenever we thought we were done, and we were almost plumb out of songs.
They were like, "What song did we
all
play?"
freaked out.
Yeah. We it's always pretty cool though. Like we hosted the backyard bash like just like no outsourcing, it was just us.
Yeah.
Like, and we had 100 and some people show up. That was pretty sick. Like we had Within the Mist. They're a local band too. They're pretty small like we are, but we hosted Within the Mist. We played last. We had the Push the Attack too there. Everybody was just having a great time. Like it was literally a backyard party.
Everybody
Like,
just had fun. There was no like sense of seriousness or any kind of drama or anything. We just served barbecue.
yeah, we had a barbecue.
served
We
food.
sold T-shirts for the benefit.
Grocery stores donated food
Yeah.
to us
Yeah,
to do it. So it was a really fun time.
yeah,
It was a fun time.
that was the best. That was the best show. Like I don't know how you top that. But
what was your favorite fan moment or your worst fan moment?
We have fans.
I guess my favorite is at the backyard bash. We got done with what we assumed to be our last song of the night, and we tried to end on a high note, and we were about to take our instruments off, and the people started going encore, 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 and we all sat together. We started scrambling. Like, what do we play? Do we just replay another song we already played?
we don't have any more songs, guys. Like what are we playing?
But it was
Ended up
it was
playing-
very humbling to know that we had that many people there, and they like actually wanted to keep hearing more from us. It was really cool. It was really cool.
and then we ended up playing the song that became a staple.
Lighthouse.
Lighthouse.
Lighthouse was the encore, and then we decided like this could be incorporated in like most sets.
Worst fan. I don't know that we've had
Yeah.
a bad fan
I
moment.
really don't think that
I don't think we've had a bad fan
we
moment.
haven't.
Way back in the day, whenever we were first releasing songs,
Okay.
whenever this might have been before you, I don't remember. We had Embers, and we were given it. I gave it to a prospective mixer.
Oh yeah,
No, I was there for that.
Okay.
I recorded
To see-
it the first one that I-
that's right.
Okay. We recorded it and we gave it to a mixer just to see, like, we were like maybe
Professional criticism.
professional criticism would be better, and then even then it's not even that bad because it's no different than what we do to ourselves. But I guess that would technically be the worst. Was just sort of having Jeremiah like meticulously pick apart a song for everything that was wrong with it. But even then, I didn't like afterward. I wasn't upset or anything. I was just like, yeah, let's revamp it. I guess it was different. It's like
Which he was listening to the demo at the time, so he could be considered bad.
even then it wouldn't. Yeah, technically it's not even a fan right now. I think about it. Yeah, but I guess that's even it. Even then, that was actually incredibly helpful.
Yeah, like we really
That demo of Embers ended up not being the final demo or the final version of Embers.
Yeah, we really don't have that.
You've been pretty lucky.
Do you have any rituals before going on stage?
Rituals? No,
No,
not at all.
get the equipment ready. Like I said,
We usually try to stay pretty on task. When it's time for us to go on, we got all our crap ready to go. When it's time to go off,
Yeah, we
get it out.
we try not to be like burdens as much as we can. Like we're just like we're going to try our best to get everything super fast on so that we can have time to, I guess, lounge around a little bit.
Yeah,
And just talk to people. Luckily for most of the things, most of the places we played, it's like whenever we played at Peter's house for the Toys for Tots charity, we got our stuff on, and then we just sat around and we talked to the Cardinal Endeavor and Peter and them. We talked to the Cardinal Endeavor, and then about 2/5 of Home for the Day.
We do try to introduce and like learn as much about the fans as we do. I guess that could be a ritual if you want. Like we just try to learn about whoever we're sharing the stage with.
Yeah, I guess we try to be really professional whenever it comes to putting stuff up and like being prepared and being ready for things.
Yeah.
But I guess other than that, I guess our ritual is like sort of lightening the situation so that if there is any nerves about things, it's sort of gone. Like we'll crack jokes with each other, do stuff like that.
So who's the most calm one when things go wrong?
Most calm when things go wrong? Would it be David? I mean, David never really shows any kind of negative emotion.
It's either me or Dave.
Yeah, it'd probably be between you and David.
Yeah.
Because Damon doesn't really like care.
Yeah, Damon's a front man for sure.
He is the front man. Like
I would probably give it to Damon.
Yeah, I would say a front man. Damon. He just doesn't know give any fuck.
Okay, one more hard question for you. If you can change anything in the industry, what would it be at this moment?
Nothing.
Anything in the industry? Oh, I'd change it. Everything.
Everything. Nothing or everything.
I'd change my mind.
I wish there was some way that like everyone who made music was just accessible.
Yeah.
I wish everyone had the same amount of like advertisement, like because there's so many good small bands that just don't get the recognition I think they need. I learned a lot of that, this over the past summer, learning all these smaller bands. Some of them have some
That are amazing.
they're freaking fire. They have so
popular push to your time.
yeah, the Low Down Dirty,
Yeah.
is crazy good. That so many bands deserve more recognition than they get, and I think because of the way
That's done.
the way mainstream music is done,
It's all about the marketing instead of the music. That's what I would check.
My change would honestly, this does not affect us whatsoever, but just the commercialism. Like the second that you get big, it's like if you do a hobby, you have the creative freedom to do whatever you want. The second somebody pays you to do a hobby, you have to do what the person who pays you wants.
And it becomes work. And it becomes like you have to pay for your own advertising. Like we don't want to advertise.
Yeah.
Like it's just music.
you have one.
I had one final question for you guys. I noticed that you did a lot of charity events and you gave back a lot to your local communities. Is there a particular cause that Forever Yours is passionate about?
A particular cause.
I wouldn't say so.
No, I think we just love helping anybody that needs help.
Like we tried this, like
I mean, the one what we were probably the most passionate about was the backyard bash, but we were hosting it.
Right.
It was a personal friend.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, we're passionate about really any kind of charity or benefit. I feel like if we're doing what we love to help someone else,
That's what we're about.
that's what we're about. We'll do that
even then,
we'll do that every day.
Make money off of that.
Even then, we don't get us wrong. We still have not made money back.
But it really doesn't matter.
And like that's
Yeah.
like we're cool with it. Like
That's one of the good things about it's still like we still have that hobby mentality about it, is that, you know, if it's like we're doing a backyard bash or something and we're trying to raise money, we're like, okay, well, we need this money for this person, but we also need money for us. It's like, we don't really care, you know,
Yeah.
like this is all the money is to this person.
Yeah.
We have our own money that we will use.
and like even for our own events, we still pay out of pocket, like for our own events, just because everybody's having a fun time.
I'm
Like,
pretty
we're
sure.
cool with that.
I'm pretty sure at the backyard bash, somebody gave me money for one of our T-shirts, and I threw the money into
Yeah.
the donation pile.
If it helps somebody else, we're all about it.
Yeah.
You guys have a lot of heart, and that makes me really proud to be a fan of yours.
The stuff.
All right, fun question. If you were stuck in a TV show, what TV show would it be?
Oh God. Such a cinephile. I don't know.
It would be us, but it would be the Golden Girls.
Yes.
It would be us.
You know, 100%. I'll 100% get behind that. 100%.
Yeah.
Such a good answer.
There's five members of the band. Wouldn't that be?
There's just an extra golden girl.
There's just more Golden Girls.
Or golden.
Yeah, that's a pretty
All
solid job.
Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah.
solid, yeah.
And at this time, I normally let you guys flip it around, ask me anything.
I don't know. How long have you been like interviewing people?
3 years?
3 years.
So you gotta get more creative. You can't just be like straight cut.
Well, I start with straight cut answers, and then I get like,
He's professional with it.
then I get crazy. What's been your favorite band that you've interviewed?
No, don't answer
What?
that. No.
What? What's wrong with it?
I mean,
Mind you, I loved all of them, but this one I kind of fanboyed a little bit. Stillwell. It is it's Fieldy's from Korn's second band,
Oh, nice.
nice.
and I literally got to speak to him, so that was off the bucket list.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Favorite band of all time, so I got to speak to Fieldy, so I was.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Did we all get like a shot of this question? Or
Yeah.
is it just like,
Yep.
what is your number one top band to ever interview?
I think is that what we just asked? Yeah, that's what I just
Yeah.
asked.
Okay, never mind. I have it. That's what
We just asked that Sigma.
Okay, where do you want to be as an interviewer in like maybe 5 years?
Oh, that's good.
Well, if MTV was a thing, I would love to be on MTV or VH1, but wherever this road takes me.
Wherever it takes you.
What got you started interviewing? Like, how did you get into this?
Well, actually, a conversation at a karaoke bar, but growing up, I used to run home to watch Matt Pinfield every day. And what do you call it?
Our guitarist arrived.
Hola.
Nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you.
I'll get to ask the interview.
He's missed the whole interview.
Listen, I just came in.
It's okay.
Who are you?
Who are you?
I really guess
Okay, so
the main question I could ask you just to have all three of us ask is how how varied is your music taste, and has it become more varied since you've started interviewing people?
my music taste is all over the place. I just don't deal with K-pop. Everything else I listen to. I mean, Mozart to what do you call it? BB King. Like it varies into everything. I never thought I'd like country, but I do like country. I always talk shit about it, but I've found several artists that are great. Listen, I grew up in the mid 80s, 90s, so we all had the rap phase and everything else, and I mean, listen to everything except. I mean, I literally listen to everything except for K-pop.
Okay, everything but K-pop.
Everything but K-pop.
Yeah. Sorry, your mic was kind of like messing up there for a little bit, so we were kind of like trying to piece it together.
Okay.
Okay.
I've even been to a bluegrass concert, so I mean,
Oh no, I can't understand anything saying that.
I think I heard bluegrass.
yes, I even went to a bluegrass concert.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
You're back to normal now. Okay.
Okay.
That's good.
Well, that's great
Every Monday
because-
night I play bluegrass.
That's great because Damon also plays some bluegrass.
Damon dips his eggs in so many baskets.
Listen, we grew up with bluegrass, so like
Damon plays bluegrass every Monday night. I go over to the community center and play bluegrass.
when we hear
Nice.
bluegrass playing in the background, it's just like boys, it's like bluegrass.
Down.
We get down.
I love going to Dollywood because the bluegrass plays.
Yes.
It sets the mood for Dollywood.
Yeah, you can't grow up in West Virginia and not grow up listening to bluegrass. It's a thing.
No,
There you go.
it's the metal of country music. Like
It's really technical.
bluegrass is better than country music.
It's really
Straight up.
technical.
That's actually another like if there's like a guitarist that I would say that I envy the most, it's Tony Rice.
Okay.
Easily. Tony Rice, bluegrass picker, just from his so smooth flat picking. It is the most economical right hand I've ever seen in my whole life. I envy that.
I like this whole turning the interviewers back on the interviewee. It's kind of cool.
I wasn't expecting it.
I told you I had some tricks up my sleeve.
You do indeed.
So, do you have any more questions?
I don't think we do, no.
Yeah, I can.
So, what would you like to promote at this time?
Promote a music video. Music video. We couldn't get an exact date. We're hoping for New Year's when the ball drops. Like I said, it's gonna be so fun. We told you a little bit about it before. It was hilarious to film. It's gonna be hilarious to watch. For upcoming show. So yeah, we got a show December the 18th at the Coffee Pot. Cheyenne better be there.
I will send
She only lives 5 minutes away. I'm gonna be so mad if you're not there.
I will come. If you guys send me an ad, I'll even shoot it out to my crew and let them know about your event.
We're gonna
Sure.
hit you with all the ads.
So since I said at the beginning of the interview, I do all the promo like posters and like web traffic. So I'm gonna have that out tomorrow. So if you wanna just check out Forever Yours YouTube, we have all our songs on the YouTube channel. We have all our songs on Facebook, hopefully. I think. Yeah.
We got Peter's live stream on our YouTube channel.
Which we
If you
did
want to
about
like
2
get an
weeks
experience of us playing live.
There may or may not be a Nickelback song during that
There-
live
yeah.
stream.
Whoa.
We
And
covered
the
a
Paramore.
Nickelback song.
And Paramore. Just to
And the Paramore
be
song.
straight. Like, you know.
At the coffee bar Roadhouse, there may or may not be another Nickelback.
So yeah, I would like to promote our upcoming show. So.
And what websites can you be followed at?
Really just Facebook and YouTube and Spotify. I think it's really about the only thing we got right now.
Okay.
We're working on it.
So you guys aren't on TikTok or Instagram yet, right?
No,
Technically,
We've
yeah.
had- I guess copyright wise we are, but we don't.
You can find our music on TikTok if you search for it. But all I know is that we get paid by TikTok. I don't know how. I don't know why. We get paid by TikTok, and
None of us have a TikTok.
yeah, none of us.
So
None of us.
in the next couple of days, you can follow us on our band TikTok.
Hmm.
That's about it, really.
And the last question of the night. Any messages for your fans?
Any messages for fans? Just freaking thanks, really. If if there was only one person out there that listened to us, like that was already a humbling enough experience. But like it seems like every time we do a show or we release something, like we get way more people that watch it or are a part of it than we ever expect. Like I think like some of our shows we've had some live streams and we've had like hundreds of people watching us and I'm like, what the crap? How does this happen? And then we had our backyard bash. Hundreds of people there, or it was 100 at least, a minimum, watching us in my backyard. And that's just so humbling to think that even more than one person wants to listen to us. So the fact that there are that many people that just enjoy whatever we're doing, whatever the hell we're doing.
Thank you.
It's awesome.
Just
It's
thank
awesome.
you. Just thank you. That's all we have. But now there is this one Russian guy. Now
Yeah, there's a guy from
there's
Russia.
a guy from Russia that like within the first month that we released our first album, he like wrote us. It was like Google Translate. It was pretty rough. But
Thank all of you, but
thank
him
all of
especially.
you and thank this Russian guy especially. That's who I want to thank.
And then, of course, we would like to shout out, just from how this interview has gone, several other bands, too,
Yes.
including the Cardinal Endeavor, Push Button Apocalypse, Push the Attack, Home for the Day, Peter Ippolito,
Within the mist,
Within the Mist.
Within the midst.
dying over.
That's like a reverse shout out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they have a lot more fans
Yeah.
than we do.
Yeah.
So we would still like to shout out Dying of
Shout about. Man, I don't know. Every band we play
and
with.
Elderbug.
Elderbug.
Elderbug. Yeah,
I like
We're playing with Elderbug and Roman, by the way.
they're really good.
And the Low Down Dirty.
Low Down Dirty.
The low down there. I'm so impressed.
So yeah, just thank you to everybody.
But especially those 8 bands in that Russian.
8 bands in the Russian band.
So before we wrap this up, do you have any more questions?
I don't know.
We're sorry that, I guess, you didn't have all of us because we could have brought more answers, but it's okay. I hope that we did okay.
We're not from them. We're not from them. We're just
That's true, actually.
I'm a
Like a
kind of
band
a-
member.
I'm a half front man.
You're half
You're a
from
back man, dude.
I'm a back man.
the back man. The back drummer dude.
Well, I just wanted to say that I very much enjoyed that I was invited. I'm very grateful and humble that I got a chance to talk with you guys again. I look forward to hopefully seeing you at the coffee pot this month. And for any shows coming up, especially if you're going to be in the Virginia area, let me know and I'll spread the word and come out to see you as much as I can.
That's so awesome. Thank you for being a part of it. That's really cool. I wasn't expecting anybody else to like show up, so that's really cool. Yes.
It's really forever out.
It's forever.
It's
hours.
I was surprised to get the invite, and I'm just so grateful that I was thought of. Thank you very much for considering me.
That's so cool. That's so cool.
You're so welcome. I want to thank you all for your time, and I will let you know when this is posted.
Dude, thank you for reaching out to us. Like that was we were
No problem.
so shocked because like we told you earlier, this was our first time with this. So just to have anybody even think about us was really cool. So
Thank you guys, and have a great night.
You too.
see you, man.
Thank you. Have a great night, guys.
You too, bro.